You Stranger Things Season 5 Episode 3 turns into one of the most exciting and emotional episodes of the entire season, and it becomes very clear that the story is now moving fast toward an intense finale. The episode picks up right after the huge discoveries about Mr. What's-It, Henry, and Will's strange connection to Vecna. Because of all the reveals that happened earlier, fans already expected Episode 3 to raise the stakes, and that is exactly what happens. The pacing gets faster, the tension becomes heavier, and every character suddenly finds themselves pulled into a situation that feels more dangerous than anything they have faced in the past. The entire episode balances action, suspense, and emotional surprises in a way that keeps you glued to the screen. Even though the whole story keeps shifting between the upside down and the right side up, everything connects very neatly. And by the time the episode ends, the show drops a twist that absolutely no one was prepared for. Max is alive, she is back, and she finds Holly at the exact moment she desperately needs help. The episode begins with Hopper and 11 deep inside the Upside Down, desperate to break through the massive wall that's keeping them trapped. You can feel how tired and frustrated they are as they push, pull, blast, and try every method they can think of. But the Upside Down never makes things easy, and this wall seems stronger and more resistant than anything they've dealt with before. While they're trying to figure out their next move, they suddenly see headlights flashing in the distance. At first, the lights look almost ghostly, like the shadows in the Upside Down are tricking them, but soon the sound of engines and tires scraping against the ground makes it clear someone is coming, and it's not good. Military vehicles start moving toward them, and Hopper immediately knows they are in serious trouble. The danger becomes worse when the machines mounted on top of the vehicles start emitting a powerful sound wave. This strange frequency hits 11 like a weapon. Her powers slip away, her body weakens, and she falls to the ground in pain, almost unable to move. These sound waves seem to be her new weakness, and you can instantly tell how terrified Hopper is when she's not able to defend herself. Hopper tries dragging her behind a fallen billboard, shielding her from the soldiers who jump out of the vehicles. The scene gets very tense as the soldiers start inspecting the wall, looking for any sign of 11 and Hopper. Hopper tries to keep 11 quiet, you comforting her while being fully aware that if she makes one wrong sound, they both will be discovered. But the pain becomes too much for 11. Her powers are gone, and she cries out in agony. That one sound gives away their hiding spot. The soldiers immediately rush toward them. Hopper doesn't hesitate. He fights back with everything he has. Even without powers, he's a force to be reckoned with. He manages to take down several soldiers and finally destroys the machine that has been weakening 11. The moment the sound wave stops, 11 regains her strength. She rises with fury and wipes out the remaining soldiers effortlessly, using her power with the confidence she had been missing earlier in the scene. Hopper and 11 escape by stealing a Humvee. They quickly cover it with camouflage leaves and branches to blend into the upside-down surroundings. They've also taken Sergeant Akers hostage, hoping to get answers out of him. Hopper wants to know about the next supply convoy so they can find a way back to the right side up, while 11 wants to know what's truly going on with the wall and what Dr. K is hiding. 11 tries to convince Hopper that they need to work together on this and that both of their questions matter, so they agree to question Akers about everything. When Akers finally wakes up, he refuses to give them any information, acting stubborn and terrified at the same time. Hopper asks him about Dr. K, about the wall, and about what exactly the army is doing in the Upside Down, but Akers keeps saying he knows nothing. Hopper then warns him that 11 can explore his mind, and to prove it, she immediately dives into one of his memories. In the vision, Akers arrives at the base and hears that Dr. K wants 11. The memory shifts to a locked room with a massive vault-like door that Dr. K enters. This door clearly hides something important and something powerful and something Dr. K desperately wants to keep secret. Hopper tries to get Akers to explain what is behind that heavy metal door, while 11 pushes deeper into the memory. Akers begins to panic and claims he has no idea what is inside. But 11 can sense something alive behind the door, something powerful almost like her. She tries to rip open the metal door using her powers, but the effort becomes too much for both her and Akers. Akers passes out from the mental strain. When 11 returns to the present, she tells Hopper her shocking conclusion. She believes Dr. UK is keeping someone imprisoned inside that vault room, and she is convinced it is Vecna. The idea that Vecna is being held as some kind of weapon or experiment makes everything suddenly feel scarier and more uncertain. This is the kind of reveal that changes the entire direction of the story. Meanwhile, things in the right side up are just as chaotic. Joyce finally finds Robin and Will after they went out without telling her. She gets angry, but Will stands up for their actions and explains how useful their mission was. They discovered that Vecna plans to take more kids, and the next target is Derek Turnbow, one of Holly Wheeler's classmates. Derek is also seeing Mr. What's-It, which connects him directly to Henry's manipulations. This puts the whole group on high alert because if they don't act fast, Derek will become Vecna's next victim. Steve, Jonathan, Dustin, Nancy, Lucas, Will, Robin, and Joyce regroup at the Squawk studio. Will explains everything about his new ability to see through Vecna's eyes And he also warns them that time is running out. Nancy then reveals what she learned about Mr. What's its true identity as Henry. The group puts all the pieces together and comes up with a risky plan. They want to kidnap Derek and his entire family, set up a trap at the Turnbow house, and attach a tracking transmitter to the Demogorgon that Vecna will send to attack Derek. That way, the tracker can lead them to Holly and hopefully help them find Hopper and Eleven as well. However, the plan requires someone whom the Turnbow family trusts to get close enough to drug their food. Erica comes into the picture because she used to be friends with Derek's sister, Tina. At first, she doesn't want to help, but after some convincing, and perhaps because she hates losing, Erica finally agrees. This officially sets the entire operation in motion. Robin and will then head to the hospital to steal the drugs needed to knock out the Turnbow family. While searching through the medical cabinets, Robin spots Vicky and quickly hides. Knowing she's going to disappoint Vicky again by canceling their plans, Will and Robin start discussing relationships and how Robin knew Vicky wanted to date her. Robin explains the little signals, tiny gestures that slowly turned into something more. It's a surprisingly sweet moment in the middle of all the chaos. Back at the studio, Murray arrives with supplies for the trap. Steve starts modifying the squawk van to make it lighter, but Dustin comes up with a better idea. He wants to use Steve's precious car as the tracking vehicle. Nancy experiments with firing a shotgun shell containing the transmitting device, and Murray accidentally reveals that Jonathan is planning to propose to Nancy. This causes a hilarious but awkward moment, especially because Jonathan didn't want anyone to know yet. The plan begins with Erica visiting the Turnbow house pretending to apologize to Tina, offering a pie as a peace gesture. The family invites her in, and they eat the pea, which has been drugged. Everyone except Tina eats it, so Erica ends up injecting Tina directly to knock her out. The group then blindfolds and restrains the entire family and loads them into the squawk van to keep them hidden and safe. Joyce, Robin, Erica, and will take the family to a secret location, while the others stay at the Turnbow house to prepare it for the Demogorgon. They set up traps in a way that feels like a darker, scarier version of Home Alone. When the streetlights begin flickering toward the house, it becomes obvious that the Demogorgon is close. Soon, a portal opens in Derek's bedroom ceiling, and the Demogorgon slowly creeps into the room. The group immediately acts. Their plan works perfectly. They shoot the tracking device into the Demogorgon, injuring it just enough to make it retreat. Steve, Dustin, Nancy, and Jonathan jump into the car to follow the tracking signal. The chase becomes intense as the creature's location keeps moving. At one point, the signal disappears, but Dustin manages to pick it up again. What shocks them is that the Demogorgon seems to be doubling back. It's going in the opposite direction now. Back at the barn, Derek regains consciousness just as Will realizes what is happening. Vecna knows exactly where they are. The Demogorgon's sudden change of direction is a sign. It is heading straight toward the barn to attack them. This moment fills you with dread because Will knows that Vecna is controlling everything again. Meanwhile, the episode's biggest twist begins to unfold. Early on, we see Holly eating breakfast at the Creel house with Henry. He tells her parents will join them soon. He mentions Derek will arrive soon too, which Holly doesn't like. Henry reassures her in a creepy way, telling her that if Derek misbehaves, he'll send him back to the monsters. He leaves the house and warns Holly not to go into the woods. Holly finds a cassette tape in the mailbox and excitedly plays music while exploring the house. But soon she hears noises coming from the woods, something or someone is watching her. Then a mysterious letter appears in the mailbox. It says, "I need your help. Meet me at the X Henry." It includes a map and a compass. Holly hesitates, remembering Henry's warning, but eventually decides to go. Her journey through the woods feels eerie and dangerous. She finds a rock wall and hears movement inside a cave. Suddenly someone chases her. Holly hides behind rocks as footsteps approach. A shadowy figure leans toward her. For a moment, it feels like Vecna himself has found her, but then the camera pulls back, and we see her. It's Max. Max looks at Holly and calmly says, "Hi." This moment closes the episode with one of the most shocking reveals in Stranger Things history. Max is alive, she is back in the real world, and she has somehow escaped whatever prison Vecna trapped her in. Her cuts up the final episodes in a massive way. It changes the emotional energy of the season, gives the characters new hope, and proves that the fight against Vecna is far from over.